Hello wonderful BAKIN community. I am here to give you a quick tutorial on how to make a swing when a player pushes it. Now physics settings inside of BAKIN can be quite confusing, so I hope this gives you a little bit of insight onto how they actually work. So let's get started. We'll go into resources, and inside of 3D stamps you'll import whatever object you want to be a swing, and you'll flick on accurate collision. That will give you the physics settings box here, but we'll go down to physics settings first, click add, and you will select the object that you just imported in, the model portion of it, and it will find its way in here with one collision box. If it doesn't have a collision box, add one for the actual object, but it should be there. But then you'll need to add two additional collision boxes as well, a control and an anchor. These are three different types of collision boxes, so I'll go through what they do. A rigid body collision box is what your main collision box will be. Now, rigid body is, as described by the website, this is a type of physics settings that operates according to the laws of physics. So it will fall via gravity and it will flop around, kind of ragdoll-like. Next is control. Now a control is, as described by the website, this is a special type of physics settings that is specified for character manipulation and collisions. So if your character walks into this, it is manipulated, pushed around. Lastly, anchor is kinematic. Now a kinematic is described as this is a type of physics setting that can be the parent of a rigid body and follows the bones. So, as I said earlier, the swing is a rigid body, so this becomes the parent to a rigid body. So you need to set those three. Now, control and anchor don't have any additional settings beyond just adding them to the positions they need to sit in and naming them control and anchor. But the swing has some additional settings that need to be looked into. So you need to activate the 6 degree of freedom constraints. The 6-axis degree flipper right here, we'll flick that on, and it will give you the option for parent rigid body name for this. It needs to be kinematic, is the name of the collision, or the type of collision that it needs to be connected to. So you've got anchor down here, and I have named it anchor because that is my kinematic collision box. It's the little one up at the top. So now this box is anchored to that one. Now these settings all here allow you to do different things. This one is the rotation and this one is the slide. So the rotation, as you can see, is here and here, so my swing can only do this motion. If you were to turn them all to their max, the swing would just flip around, spin around, do whatever. Right here, the slide limit is how far it can get from your original box. Like it can kind of slide around dependent upon what settings you allow. So that is it for that portion. And then you would go back to your 3D stamps and go to your physics settings, click the swing, and you would just select the swing that you just added. Now I will place one more of these swings so you can see the difference between these two, because we're not quite done yet. You'll see that this one pushes and is quite free, but when you push this guy, he moves a little bit, but it's like a lead weight. Like, it's very difficult to get this guy to move. So to fix that, we need to right click, convert this swing to an event, and I will provide this file, but you will import this in. It was given to me by one of the BAKIN programmers who is a lot smarter than me. He's got a lot of trigonometry in here. But basically this event will take into account your player's movement and kind of project that movement onto the object. So you click apply, and we'll hop in once again, and you should see that, yep, the swing is pushing around all nice-like. Now, one thing that you're not seeing here that will happen to you if you don't have it set already is in your game definitions, use inertia to move will automatically be flipped on. There's no way of turning this off if you have physics like this in your game. Every single time you interact with a physics object, it will flick on. Now, I believe normally the default for acceleration is like 0.1. If you have that set, you'll skate around like you're on ice, like just very slippery, and the controls are kind of bad. So to fix that, just set this to 1. You might need to set these two to 0 as well. I'm not quite sure on that, but I do know that this needs to be set to 1. Alright, that is my tutorial. I hope that helped. Good luck.